Hey guys, so today today I thought I'd make a video on the 10 most binge-worthy shows that I watched that I think you should watch. So I made a list on my phone. I'm gonna go through it, tell you just a little bit about what the show is about, so stuff like that. So yeah, let's get started. So the first one is a popular show, so you probably already know what it's about, but you never know. Friends. If you don't know what it's about, five friends. Wait, 1, 2, 5. Okay, I'm dumb. Anyways, five friends. That pretty much, two of them are living in an apartment, and I forgot the name of it, but pretty much the grandma left the apartment to one of the friends, her name's Monica, and meets another friend from high school, and then they are friends with the people across the hall, and then there's another girl, Phoebe, that doesn't live super close, and then I forgot about Phoebe, so I guess there's 6 of them. Yeah, there's 6. I'm dumb. And then there's Ross, who is the brother to Monica. So anyways, it's really good. It's really funny. It's a really good rated show. And yeah, it's just a really good TV show. Sometimes it can be unrealistic, but most of the time it's not, I feel like. And it's just really funny. So I highly, highly recommend watching Friends if you haven't already. I feel like you kind of have to if you're American. I mean, what are you doing? So, the next one would be The Office. Also a really popular show that I feel like a lot of people know what it's about. So, pretty much, The Office is... They don't really go about it in the beginning, but they're trying to make, this documentary on, their office, which eventually, releases at the very end of the series, but... Anyways, they pretty much record what life is like in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and they work at this paper company called Dunder Mifflin, and there's all these people that do different things in the office, but they all pretty much work together, and there's a lot of drama, mostly comedy, and it's just really funny show. It's also very, realistic, it's just really good. It's funny and a lot of drama, and it's all good. So yeah, that's a very popular show. There's a lot of memes about The Office. I definitely recommend watching that show. A lot of good seasons. So yeah. And then the next one. Oh right, Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack. So there's different types of unsolved mysteries, different series. There's the first one with Robert Stack, that was from 1989 to 1999, so pretty old. And then the next one, I forgot the guy that does it. It's from the 2000s. It was pretty good, but it wasn't as good in my opinion. I like the original one. And then they just came out with one on Netflix that came out a month ago, and that's really good too. So the one from the 2000s, it's fine, but I definitely recommend the one with Robert Stack, the original one that came out mainly in the 90s and stuff. It's really good. Pretty much it's unsolved mysteries. So the good thing about the old one is they have a lot of good mysteries, but because they're so old, almost all of them have been solved. I've watched the whole series, and I would say about 80% of the mysteries have been solved, and the ones that haven't been solved were either mysteries from at least 50 years ago that the people are probably dead, or I don't know, yeah. Honestly, I remember there has been a few that were unsolved that creeped me out, but there's very few. I could probably count it on both hands how many there were out of the whole series. And may I remind you, there's 10 seasons, and each season has 25 episodes, so that's not too many. And even so, like, the show, the last episode that was produced in the original series was like made 21 years ago, so I mean, I don't know. You'll be okay. So, but yeah, I highly recommend it. And the one from Netflix is really good too. It's better because it's better like quality and stuff. And this, the stuff they talk about is really good. But I don't like it as much because in the original series, they talk about more than one mystery in an episode. As of the new series, they only do one mystery an episode. And it's also not solved. So if you're not good with it not being solved, then I wouldn't recommend watching it. But most of the cases though were not, they weren't near me at all. They were actually in the middle of nowhere. So if you live in a city, you'll probably be okay. But if you live in a middle of nowhere state, don't watch it if you're not prepared. So yeah. Okay, and then the next one would be Parks and Recreation. So Parks and Recreation is pretty much like these people, it's similar to The Office. They work in the government and they work with, the Parks and Recreation fields. They work on parks and stuff. And pretty much all work together as a team. They become friends. One of the people that they meet actually didn't work at the office. She was a nurse. But, they became friends by having like this meeting. But anyways, it's really good, similar to The Office, a lot of comedy, a little bit of drama. I don't like Parks and Recreation though as much as The Office. I don't really know why. I just don't. It's a really good show. I don't like it as much as The Office, but I feel like people are either more of an Office fan or more of a Parks and Recreation fan, so I guess it all depends on the person's personality. But either way, I mean, even if you tend to be more on the Office side, you probably still really like it. So I definitely recommend watching that. And you can watch the show on a lot of platforms. It's on Netflix, Amazon Prime, Peacock. So go watch it. And the next one is Forensic Files. This is also similar to, Unsolved Mysteries. I don't like Forensic Files as much, and the reason for that is Forensic Files, every episode I've watched, the person always is like dead. Unless if there's two people involved at least, then there might be like one person alive, but someone has to die in an episode, and it's so depressing. Like, I need a good story sometimes. At least with Unsolved Mysteries, they have like happy endings half the time, or even more than that. But Forensic Files, it's like, no, you're dead. And I'm like, okay then. But it's still good. It still has a lot of good backstories on the mysteries. And that's my cat if you can't see. But, anyways, yeah, really good. But people are always dead, and that kind of annoys me. But it is a good show. If you're into that stuff, like crime and all that, it's really good. Definitely, binge worthy. I mean, I can watch a lot of episodes of that, but I'd probably be scared. So, it all depends on the person. The next TV show is Charmed. Now, this show, even though it's not as popular as maybe like Friends or something, I feel like a lot of people have heard of this show. It was really popular in the late 90s and the 2000s, and it's so good. It's about these three sisters that find out they're witches, and I can't really go into the whole plot because a lot of stuff goes on. I don't really want to give it away, but all I can say is they're like these three sisters. They find out they're witches. They have like this red, really cool like Victorian house. I mean, I love Victorians. They live in San Francisco. And there's just like a lot of good drama. They're like fighting like demons, and they have these powers, and it's not like supernatural. It also is kind of like The Office or Friends, because they also show it as it can be like real life too, so it's not always fighting demons. They also have like real life, like us, they have friends and relationships and drama and stuff, and just real life stuff. So I think that's what makes it so good, and it's based off of like a family too. So I definitely recommend watching that. Another thing it's known for is like the fashion. I mean, in the 90s and the early 2000s, that's kind of coming back, you know. So a lot of their clothes, I mean, are kind of cool too. So if you're into that stuff, I guess you might like it. I'm not super into it, really. I don't know, it's whatever, but I have heard, you know, from a few people that they think that's cool, so I don't know, I'm just putting that out there. The next TV show, Jack Ryan, this came out on Amazon Prime a year ago, and it has John Krasinski. I'm so bad at pronouncing names. But he's from The Office. He's Jim from The Office, if you don't know. And yeah, pretty much he works for like the government, and he used to be in the military. So he's dealing with like PTSD and stuff, but he ends up going to like these different countries, and there's like things going on, and he has to like save certain people, and there's just so much like drama and stuff, and, like thrill to it, and it's really good. You never really know what's gonna happen. And yeah, I mean, he's just trying to save these people, and there's like wars going on and stuff like that, and it's very intense in the good way. It's not like every episode it feels like your heart's going to explode, but it's still like really good. And if you want like a lot of thrill and like drama, definitely recommend it. Another thing too is like this guy, I remember like seeing it too, like he was like training like for the TV show, and he got ripped. I mean, he has like abs and stuff, so it was like weird watching it because he didn't look like Jim from The Office, and I'm like, what the hell happened to you? But yeah, so it's just crazy. But yeah, and I don't know. I mean, he just looks a lot different. So I'll probably put like a picture like in here of what he looks like before, and probably before here and after here. So, but yeah. And now the next TV show is Supermarket Sweep. Now this show is an older show. They haven't made it in such a long time, but they are making a remake, but it's with a different person. So they've actually made it a few other times, but the main like time that it got popular was with this one guy, and they started filming in like the late 80s to like the early 2000s. They stopped making it 2 months before I was born. It was like May of 2003, so pretty crazy. But yeah, they put it on Netflix recently, and I didn't really know what it was about too much. I think I've heard about it once on like SNL, and then my older sister was like, oh my god, I used to watch this when I was younger, and I got like really hooked onto it. Unfortunately, there was only like 20 episodes, I think, but it's really like addicting. It's pretty much just these people that have to go through like trivia that's like, you know, grocery, like trivia, like food and stuff. They try to get like the best time, and then towards the end they race each other, and whoever gets the most money gets to go after this $5,000 prize. And then some people, like, there's like these clues, and some people don't get the clues, so they don't get the money. But if you do get the clues, you get the $5,000 on top of the money you earned. And yeah, it might not be for everyone, but it is addicting, even though it doesn't sound the most interesting out of some of these shows, but I do like it. The next one is Stranger Things. This was a Netflix original. It became super popular. A lot of people know what it's about, but pretty much it's about this one boy at the very beginning. He got lost, and can't really tell you what happens, but he got lost, and they're looking for the friend, and the three boys, you know, are just looking for him, and it's based in the 80s, and there's all this stuff with the government, and they're making like these creatures and stuff like that, and just a whole bunch of like drama and a little bit of comedy. Relationship stuff is going on, and they also become closer to their older siblings that are like in high school in the beginning, and they help them out, and just a lot of good like drama and action and comedy. So a lot of genres there. It's really good, and it's based in the 80s, and it's kind of hard to describe it without giving you too much information, but that's all I can give you. I would highly recommend watching the show. I do really like it, and yeah, it is a good rated show too. The last show is Good Girls. It's pretty much about these three girls that need money, and you know, one of the girls has a daughter who has a heart problem, and she's not doing good at all, and so she needs money for that. Another one is something how she needs money for like custody issues, and I forgot the other one, but anyways, they all need money, and they end up robbing this grocery store, and the guy, one of the girls worked at the grocery store, and the manager knew it was her over this tattoo, and it was just crazy. And then the people that own the grocery store, they're like kind of like in this mob sort of thing, and they get in with them, and they try to get out of it, and there's so much like drama and like comedy, and the three girls have been best friends for like their whole life, so it's kind of like a family thing too, almost. But it's really good. The first episode though is super intense, so I'm just gonna warn you, but after the first episode, it calms down to the point that it doesn't like hurt you, like your heart, like you're like, oh my god, like I'm having a panic attack, I can't believe they done that. It definitely calms down, but it's still really good. And then towards like the last 2 episodes, I would say it starts picking up again. But yeah, a really good show. They have like 3 seasons now. They just got approved for a new season. I think it's coming out next year. And yeah, just a really great show. It came out kind of recently. I would highly recommend it. And yeah, that's all my binge-worthy shows. And I hope you liked this video. I liked making it. And make sure to like and subscribe. And hit the bell for notifications on new videos. And yeah, bye guys.